here's how it works. Like, you're standing on the tower collapse, and every few seconds the game spawns a rock, and the rock has some random properties. It's like one of its coordinates is random, and one of its coordinates is random based on the camera. So like within a certain square or whatever, there can be possible like XY locations for the rock to spawn. It can also spawn small, medium, or large size. That doesn't matter as much though. The large size rocks are easier, but it's possible with any size rock. But anyway, so it picks an XY position, right? It spawns the rock, and you see the shadow of where the rock spawns, and then you have to react to that and move to it and roll into it properly. And so the action of you moving and then starting the roll and starting the HESS, basically you're gonna get an angle, right? And of course you're gonna try to make it so it starts going down the tower. So like you want a certain angle, like a certain range of angles, but that range of angles is so wide compared to the angle that you can clip at. And the way it works is once you start the HESS, your angle is locked within. It's basically you have a certain angle that you can increase or decrease 1800 units per frame, no more, no less, unless you target something. So if you don't target Zelda at all, and you have some angle that works like for going down the tower, but because you can turn 1800 units per frame, which isn't that much, basically the angle you would get initially is wider than that. So you get some angle, and you start hessing down the tower, and like basically it just comes down to the fact that 8% of the angles that you get will fall within the range that will work. Like you can pretty much, I could kind of draw it almost. So here, let me kind of draw what it would. Here's how you could kind of visualize it. So here's MS Paint, right? So you can kind of, all right. So like, let's say here's the tower, the spiral. Right, it starts going down, and you want to go down this way, right? So like here's the railing, and then like here's the edge or something like this, right? Like this is like the main area, and then like this is just void. So you don't want to go here, right? This is all just like void. So you're standing here, and you're facing this way. So rocks will spawn. Like, you can think of like this area as like where the rocks will spawn, right? The pink area. Like, so a rock like the RNG will spawn a rock somewhere in this area. So let's say it spawns one here. Okay. So your goal, once you see that, like your goal is to like, you walk over to it, and you need to get a HESS that sends you within this range of angles, right? Because you need to be able to take this HESS down the tower. So, like, you get any angle within this range, and that's what your goal is. But the way the Void Warp works is that there are some angles that will work for the Void Warp, and those angles you can think of them like this, like okay. So if your angle is along these dark purple lines, if your angle is within these little dark purple lines, it will work. But if it's within the white space, it will fail. That's basically how it works. So when you're doing this in real time, and you walk up to this rock, there's absolutely no fucking way that you're gonna get like this tiny alignment consistently. Like there's no way you can do that. But what Skater found out is once you start to get down the tower, here's Zelda, right? So if you time it so you target Zelda like about, okay, so it keeps going down, right? So if you target Zelda like here and you snap the Z target onto her, and then there's like a wall here, and you can use the wall as a visual cue. So like you're targeting Zelda and you're going this way, and you get to here, and then you break the Z target right here, right? There's like one frame to do this. Link's facing direction, like the way he's facing is like exactly to where Zelda was standing from that location, and that angle is within this tiny little range, so it actually will work, assuming you can time it right. So that's basically how the tower collapse works. I hope that explains it. Sorry for my crude drawing.